Hello everyone, Terry here with another League of Legends video, and today we will be talking about patch 5.7 and the top picks for this patch. We got some nerfs, some buffs, some changes to ARAM, some nerfs to the tank jungle item, which everyone predicted, but it's a really small nerf. Some nerfs to Hecarim. There haven't been too many big changes this patch, I think. But with this video, I want to talk about my personal solo queue picks that are very strong and stand out in some way for me. I'll talk about each pick on their own anyway. I'll work my way from the top lane to the bottom lane and basically choose 2 or 3 picks and talk about them. And yeah, that will be it. So let's get started with the top lane. First of all, for the top lane is Sion. He's an incredible front lane tank with good CC and his stats are just amazing. Early game damage got buffed a few patches ago, I think last patch or 2 patches before that. So his laning phase got even stronger, should not be underestimated. He's completely able to kill you on his own without any problems. His mid to late game is not that high damage focused in my opinion, and should serve as Sion should just serve as a strong CC machine that can't be killed and annoys everyone. So in my opinion, you shouldn't go for damage with him. You don't need a single damage item. You just go full tank. You just go Warmog's, Randuin, Sunfire if you want, Spirit Visage, all that stuff, depending on the enemy team, if you need more armor or more magic resistance. And with that, you can engage any fight you want, you can CC their carries, you can reduce their armor, just stand in the middle of everyone and you won't be killed. Especially with your shield, that's even better, and your W that gives you health with CS. So by the mid to late game, you will be an unkillable monster and just unstoppable. I'm pretty sure we will see some nerfs to Sion in the future, but for now he's an overall great pick, and I would seriously advise you to either ban him or pick him. I just can't deal with him at all. If I'm playing ADC, it's so annoying to have a Sion on you and you just shoot him. You shoot him 5 minutes and he won't die, he will just get out since he's Sion. So that's my point of view on him, and he's a really strong pick again. Next up we have Irelia, one of the best top lane picks at the moment, with her strong laning phase thanks to sustain, true damage, hard CC and a gap closer. She's hard to deal with and will be troublesome for everyone. Trading with her is almost impossible from level 4 to 7 if she gets her stun off. You pretty much won't be able to kill her and outdamage her during that phase. Mix all that with a big carry potential, a passive that reduces CC to nothing, and you've got a strong top laner that can kill the enemy carry in mere seconds. My advice is to either ban her or pick her again if you're playing top lane. Jax is someone who can deal with her, it's a skill matchup, but ultimately it will come down to who uses their E, their stuns more effectively, and how Irelia uses her W. Other than that, I think Darius is a good pick against her too, which can just destroy her in the laning phase. But still, she has good comeback potential, and a good Irelia player will be almost impossible to deal with in my opinion. Last but not least, we have Hecarim top lane. Yes, the horse is back and he's stronger than ever. Recently got back into fashion, even being picked in the LCS and in solo queue of course. Hecarim has got his sustain buffed and just incredible damage with his Q early on, since you can spam that and just with 80 runes you will hit for a ton of damage. He got small nerfs this patch to his health and mana regen, but I don't think those will affect him too much. I guess they affect him a little bit, but still, you have enough sustain with your W. Mana, well, you will probably have to manage your mana much better now. You just can't go in with your Q constantly, but you were never able to do that anyway, so that's just something you have to practice with him. Currently people play him with TP and Ignite, since your E can act as an escape instead of ghost, and your ultimate can act as a flash gap closer kind of. You know what I mean. You don't have to take flash or ghost since you have those spells built in your normal abilities. And also for the summoners, TP lets you keep up with the TP pressure of the enemy top laners, and Ignite lets you kill the enemy laner much easier. The Ignite helps so much with early on all-ins, and Hecarim is pretty good at that with his Q again. So, very fun pick, and even more viable than ever, thanks to the recent buffs. And you can see that he works since he's being picked in the LCS and in solo queue too. So try it out, a lot of fun. For the jungle, we have first of all Vi. Honestly, I love having Vi on my team, and I think she's one of the strongest picks at the moment. You are able to build the new Cinderhulk item, combine it with Triforce, and then go full tank on the rest of your items and still do massive damage thanks to your W. A single target lockup CC, which is perfect for solo queue since everyone will know, well, I have to focus this target. Then one skill shot CC, which is the hardest part about her and needs to be practiced, of course. And then on top of that, she has percentage damage built into her passive. Well, passively. This mix makes her a deadly jungler with incredible ganking power, jungle clear, and utility. So, well, I can see more than that. I think she's one of the strongest junglers at the moment when it comes to single target damage, and she's able to solo Drakes, have incredible ganks with her CC, especially after 6. Nothing more to say to that. One tip though, ask your first pick to ban Morgana when you want to play Vi, since Morgana will completely shut you down. If Morgana gets through, you shouldn't play Vi. If the enemy team is smart, they will just pick Morgana and just cancel your whole CC. Next we have Sejuani. I have to mention her when talking about top picks, since she has become one of the better junglers thanks to the Cinderhulk enchantment. Being able to clear camps much faster and having a good tank item made her an amazing CC engage and disengage combo possible. With one of the strongest, if not the strongest engages in the whole league, she's a force to be reckoned with. Her win rate currently lies at 56%, while her ban rate is at 70%. So I'm not sure how often you will be able to play her, but if you get the chance to play her as a jungle main, go for it. Her ganks, and especially with her ultimate, are just incredible, and she can completely turn around late game teamfights just with one spell. For my third pick, I wasn't sure whether to go for Rek'Sai or Gragas. I'm gonna just throw in Rek'Sai because Rek'Sai is still incredible, has no mana, has passive sustain, has a TP ultimate, is just very strong. But Gragas has seen some more play in solo queue for the past week and weeks actually with the Cinderhulk enchantment. His whole spell combo is a good engage and disengage again, and he gets incredibly tanky thanks to Cinderhulk. Just amazing tank stats. Combine it with the W of Gragas and the damage reduction on it, people just won't be able to kill you. You won't do the most damage in the game, but thanks to the fact that people can't outdamage you, since you receive such low damage, you will in the end win 1v1s, and his ultimate is still very good CC. So I think Gragas will see more play with the weeks to come, without the Magus enchantment, with the Cinderhulk enchantment again. Not going for AP, but for the tank stats. So I think this is a pretty interesting pick. One more jungle I would throw in is Fizz, but his W has been changed this patch, so I'm not sure how this will affect Fizz players and his playstyle in general, so I'm not gonna talk about him yet. For mid lane, the first champion that I want to point out is Kassadin. This patch, his ultimate has been buffed a little bit, since it won't take 20 seconds for the stacks to wear off, but only 15 seconds, and that's a big deal for Kassadin players. If you've played Kassadin after the changes, you will know that 5 seconds off the stacks is a lot. I'm pretty sure Kassadin will be much more fluid now, and the roaming gank assassin playstyle will come back for him. Also, his early game damage with his W is good. He can trade with, even with Zed and stuff like that. If you get into melee range of Kassadin, he will beat you up. His matchups in general are pretty good, thanks to his magic shield, so I think we will see more Kassadin again. My second pick for mid lane is unfortunately LeBlanc. She still has a great deal of mobility with her W. Her ultimate makes her mobility even more potent, and her damage output is just incredible. You can pretty much kill anyone at level 2, or at least bring them to half HP with one QW combo, which is pretty much impossible to dodge unless you fail your W, but that's the mistake on LeBlanc's part, not the ability to sidestep of the enemy. So in general, I think LeBlanc still has to be picked or banned in the mid lane, because she does so well in so many matchups. Even against Zed, it's a skill matchup, I think. Zed is a good pick against her, definitely, but it's not like LeBlanc has no chance and will get stomped 100%. So again, LeBlanc will see more play this patch. For the mid lane, another pick will be Xerath. I think Xerath just does too well in too many matchups, and it's hard to prevent him from farming because of his range and his passive. That's one of the problems with him. Even if you shut him down early on, which is the point of playing against Xerath, he is able to just farm and prevent you from jumping on him because he can farm behind his turret. He's able to clear whole creep waves with 2 spells with a QW combo, which is ridiculous, and then able to just auto attack and get his mana back. So Xerath still strong pick. If you want to play mid lane at the moment, go for Xerath. One of the picks Xerath has problems playing against is LeBlanc, for example, so we can pick LeBlanc against him. But in general, Xerath is a very safe pick and still strong, just need to practice the skill shots with him. Now let's get to our beloved AD carries, and the first spot for me goes to Jinx. So why Jinx? Basically, Jinx is able to farm from range with her Q, and when she takes her rocket. She has nice harass and a small slow with her W, has hard CC on her E. When placed well, this can zone and change fights completely on the bottom lane, as well big team fights. She has an execute in her ultimate that can go through the whole map, so you can pick up kills that way, and it's AoE. And her passive. Her passive is the most important thing to me, because it allows Jinx to go off completely, and as you know, reset champions and solo queue are good. You just get one kill and the whole dynamic of the team fight changes, because you get so much mobility, are able to kite so much better, and everyone knows, okay, Jinx got this kill and now she's going off, and it's just the best thing ever. So in my opinion, she has this comeback potential of getting one kill and then continuing to get kills, because everyone will just run from you, but they won't get away, basically. Number 2 for ADCs, everyone saw this coming, is of course Graves. With his massive damage output during his laning phase and the burst he provides, he just, wow, it's just very hard to trade against Graves, and to win those trades is almost impossible. Depending on who you play and who your support is, you will have a hard time laning against Graves. We've seen Graves bans left and right in solo queue and seen him picked up whenever possible. Thanks to his dash, that's one thing that Jinx, for example, doesn't have, is this mobility that Graves has with his dash. So honestly, if you have to play ADC and you don't feel too comfortable with the role, go for Graves at the moment. I'm pretty sure he is number 1 when it comes to ADCs on bot lane. Last but not least, let's talk about the supports. And number 1 goes to Annie. Annie is such an annoying champion to play against currently. She has seen more play, and it's going to mid lane and then to support, and you don't know where she's going. And if she's support, god damn, it's so hard to play against that. Because she has the single target CC early on, and later on the AoE flash engage CC, Annie is incredibly strong. She's in pro play in the LCS as well in solo queue. She is not too hard to play because she doesn't really have any skill shots. If you count Tibbers as a skill shot, I mean that's okay, but I don't really see it as a skill shot. Anyway, Annie should be picked or banned. That's my opinion on her. The other 2 champions for supports, I would go with Leona and Janna, depending on your ADC and the enemy team. Why Leona? I think Leona is better than Thresh for most, because Thresh requires more practice and requires you to hit hooks. Leona has this skill shot with her E, but it's much easier to land, and even if you miss it, you still have your ultimate and WQ that, well, you can catch up with. If you miss your hook with Thresh, well, you have your Flay and your Lantern, which is utility. But still, I just think Leona is easier to play and can be even more effective than Thresh, because you can lock up carries for a few seconds if you get onto the right target with your full ultimate QE combo. So if you want to go with something with Graves, for example, you can go with Leona and you'll have massive burst. If you want to play more passive, if you want to have peel against an engage comp, go with the Janna. Still amazing pick for solo queue all around. This would be my tier list for this patch. I would love to talk about more picks, but this video would take way too long, and I don't think anyone wants to watch a 1 hour video by me just talking about picks. If you want to see that though, leave a comment and I will make sure to do that, because I really enjoy doing it. For now, I think this 20-minute video is enough. And if you enjoyed it, leave a comment, leave a like. If you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. And I would just love to see your input. If you agree with some of my picks, if you think other picks will be stronger, what do you think about the patch in general? What do you think about the chroma packs that Riot is going to release? I think it's pretty funny that they're doing this and actually won Riot points for that. I really hope they will change that, but that's just my point of view. With that said, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.